I'm James Spann. This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 29th day of June. Got some strong storms and scattered pockets, although not quite as much rain as I expected this afternoon, at least at this moment. Let's go to some of the Skycam shots where it is raining. That's view coming from the campus of Troy University down at the football stadium. A good thunderstorm down in Pike County. It's about 45 miles south of Montgomery down Highway 231. Up this way, that's the Inverness Skycam. A pretty good cumulus field looking south over toward Double Oak Mountain. And across the state line, that's the Skycam in downtown Columbus, Mississippi, where there's a pretty good cumulus field there. Looks like thunderstorms are about ready to fire. But look at that. Many spots are only in the mid and upper 80s at mid-afternoon. Isn't that nice? The warm spot, Anniston, they've got 91, but look at the 88s. That's the observation for Muscle Shoals, Gadsden, Birmingham, Shelby County Airport, Alexander City, and Montgomery at 86. On the radar at 2:15, you can see a band of storms roughly along U.S. Highway 278 across the northern part of the state. The strongest storm is up in the northwest part of Cullman County. In fact, just moments ago, the National Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm warning for that storm that includes the northwest part of Cullman County for the possibility of strong winds and hail, and inevitably we'll see a lot more activity in coming hours. There's not really a well-defined capping inversion, and looks like, again, some of the storms could produce strong winds, the potential for wet microbursts. The watch warning map, we've got, of course, the hurricane warnings up for South Texas with Alex coming in, and the coastal flood watches farther north for the strong winds that'll be driving in from the east on the top side of the circulation covering parts of the Texas and Louisiana coasts. There's our watch to the northeast. That includes much of eastern North Carolina and parts of South Carolina. Included there would be Columbia, Florence, and Elizabeth City, Cape Hatteras, Wilmington. On the convective outlook for today, that area is under a slight risk of severe weather, the standard risk, and there's also a risk up in the northwestern part of the nation, parts of Montana, Idaho, Oregon. There's the probabilities for today, and note that low-end 5% chance through here, meaning that there could be some wet microburst involved, but probably nothing especially organized. Tomorrow, pretty much the same deal, just low-end probabilities down here. The slight risk is up north over Montana and North Dakota. And on day 3, the significant risk remains way, way up north. And, of course, there could be a few isolated tornadoes down in South Texas with Alex coming in. Check the QPF chart. A lot of rain for the western Gulf Coast. Around 10 inches or so around the horn from Brownsville up to Galveston. And they've got 8.6 inches south of Gulf Shores. And again, not totally convinced it rains that much there, but no doubt it will rain a good bit. And it's not directly from Alex, but also from this surface boundary that's sagging down into central Alabama and stalling out later this week. Here's a look at Alex. Looking pretty good, doesn't it? It's a nice-looking visible satellite shot of our developing hurricane. At this moment, it's a tropical storm, but a good chance by the time you watch this, it will be a minimal hurricane over the southwestern Gulf between Brownsville and the Yucatan. No real change in the thinking on the track. Hurricane Center has it coming in as a Category 1 hurricane after midnight tomorrow night, south of Brownsville, Texas, by about 50 to 100 miles. The worst of the weather will be along and north of the landfall center, which means a pretty rough ride for South Padre Island. And understand, this is a minimal hurricane. It's not going to do a lot of structural damage. The main issue will be flooding and the possibility of a few tornadoes embedded in those spiral rain bands. Modeling is in pretty darn good agreement with the NHC track. And don't worry about those outliers. Again, we talk about the limited barotropics not really set up to handle this, and the Clipper is a statistical model, not a dynamic model. And most all of the good dynamic models take it in right according to the NHC track with dissipation over the mountains of northern Mexico. Intensity scheme, very good agreement. With all the models here, you can see that all of them bring it up to Category 1 status, and then as the system gets inland, it tails off and weakens. So that forecast looks pretty much locked up at this point. Let's check the 12Z GFS. This is the view coming at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at 500 millibars. You can see our trough over the east. Pretty high amplitude pattern up there in the northern part of the continent. And down below that, a surface boundary is really near Huntsville tomorrow. and just creeping south. So we'll maintain a chance of showers and storms, but the deeper moisture shows up over South Alabama. Alex approaching the Mexican coast Thursday. Trough over the East Coast. The heat bubble is over Missouri and Iowa. And where's the front? Well, should be a little south of Birmingham. I still think for Interstate 20 North, mostly dry Thursday. The better chance of rain will be south of US 80. That's south of a line from Demopolis to Montgomery to Opelika, where the moisture is deep. So Thursday, we'll mention maybe just a slim chance of a shower, mainly south of Birmingham. North of Birmingham, dry, a little less humid. And Friday looks pretty much dry for really a pretty good chunk of the state. The deeper moisture confined down there to the Gulf Coast. So, again, the forecast trend looks good. Pretty decent chance of showers and storms around here this evening. We'll have some around tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday looking mostly dry for the northern half of the state. Saturday, same deal. North Alabama looks relatively dry. The deeper moisture stays down south. And the same thing on Sunday. So we could be in store for several dry days after today and tomorrow. And Monday of next week looks dry, as does Tuesday. Let's say a week from today. All right, let's check the end of the forecast, July 15th. Weak flow aloft, which is what you expect in summer. Core of the westerlies up to the north, and down below that, a little weak surface boundary shows up. And again, we know this will change. Maybe some evidence of a tropical type system out there in the Atlantic, maybe a little on the other side of Bermuda. Hey, this is mid-July, Again, the core of the season really comes up in August and September, but as always, we kind of watch for tropical mischief the deeper we go into the summer season. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.